Hey y'all, it's Laura and welcome to Bookies and Cookies Outside Edition. I've been wanting to do some videos outside for a while, but it's been summer and I don't glisten when I get hot. I sweat, I outright sweat, and that just is not something that I want to portray and like document for like the rest of my life. So no. I'm gonna format this with a few like life and bookish things up at the front and then the books I read. That way we do a full cumulative wrap up of what happened to me in September. First of all, I uploaded 7 videos in September. I've finally gotten on like a very good Sunday and Thursday uploading schedule. I've caught up on pretty much all of my old footage except for one video, which I'm just astonished by. I just was on an editing slump and it was bad and I wasn't active here, and I'm vowing to do a lot better. Save for one time when I was out of town and I looked at what had been uploaded and I'm like, that's not the complete video. That's like missing half of it. Technical errors, things happen. I stuck to my schedule, which I'm really proud of. I went to Ransom Riggs and Tahereh Mafi's book signing event at Tattered cover in early September. It was so much fun. I didn't vlog that day. I had a really bad headache and I'd been at work all day and it just was exhausting, but I have some really great pictures and it was so great to meet them and have them personalize all of my books. When I tell people, I'm like, I got 10 books signed when I went to them, they're like, what? I'm like, they're a writing powerhouse between the two of them. There was like a really like awkward moment at the beginning. I was talking to the owner of Tattered Cover, Luen, and you saw him briefly in my Harry Potter Cursed Child vlog. He was doing some of the trivia and I got his ARC Life in a Fishbowl, which comes out in January from Bloomsbury Spark, and I need to read that and get on that and review that for y'all. Anyways, I was talking to him and catching up and he was asking if I was gonna vlog. I'm like, no, I'm really tired. And then I turn around and look at the opening door. I'm like, oh look, that's Ransom and Tahereh just walking in. He's like, I will talk to you later. I'm like, yes, that makes sense. So that was really awkward and I wanted to be like, oh hey guys, right there, but they don't know me from anybody, so I did not. Yeah, and that was the book signing. Diversithon happened in response to some booktubers' very racist videos and very anti-diversity videos that they posted on YouTube, and it was just like a really great response to the bigotry and the hatred that still exists in the publishing community, and how as we as readers can do better to read diversely and to put our money where our mouth is and support books that show real life and show own voices. I've thought a lot about this, but I'm still nowhere near as good of an ally as I should be, and I can't even call myself an ally unless the communities that I want to represent and support accept me. So what I'm going to do is just keep doing better than I have been before. So I really enjoyed a lot of the Twitter discussions. I was only able to participate in 2 of them, and I only finished 2 books that I meant to read for Diversithon, but Diversithon was not meant to be like a 1 week and done deal. It was supposed to be a start to do better and to move forward and to keep reading diversely. I also had a birthday. My birthday was on September 19th. I was traveling on my birthday. I was sick. I had Panera chicken noodle soup as my birthday dinner. But my coworkers and my mom both made me cheesecake, so it was really nice, but also nobody got me any books, so that was also weird. I turned 23. I know I look like I'm in high school. It's a story of my life. So I really love to travel, but I don't love to travel when I'm sick. I was able to get out of town and go visit Pittsburgh and DC where some of my friends live that I haven't seen in a year. And it just was really great to remove myself from my current environment to push and challenge myself, because I know I get into a routine when I'm in my like home environment, and realizing that I'm not exactly where I want to be. Like explaining to your friends like, oh yeah, I was unemployed for 10 months, you know, after college, and then I have this job at the library, but it's great, it's wonderful, I love it so much, but it's not where I want to be full term. I want to get back into PR. I want to evolve my booktube and my book online presence, because I love this. I love this so much. I love talking into a camera, and I love reading books, and I love reviewing and thinking about them and taking pictures and creating something that wasn't there before. So it really did a good gut check. Coming off my really bad slump in August, I started with the Shatter series by Tahereh Mafi, and I was able to read Shatter Me and Unravel Me before I met her at her signing, and then I finished Unite Me and Ignite Me. This is about a girl named Juliet who, her touch is lethal. If she touches you, you die. She drains your energy force. It's like a real problem. It's like definitely one of those dystopian books that came out like in 2011, 2012 kind of time period. The first book's really interesting because it's written in like a stream of consciousness of like kind of like the crazy mentality that this girl has from not being close to anybody, either in touch or emotionally, her entire life. She's in an asylum. She gets taken out of this asylum to become a weapon for the new dystopian government that exists, and that starts to go away as she starts to find herself and find her point of view. I really enjoyed this a lot more than I wanted to. Sometimes it was like really hard to get into that kind of first book, and then other times I was breezing through it. I really like the metaphor of not being close to people and feeling separated from society. Her best friend Kenji is just fantastic. He's like one of my favorite characters in the entire world. Adam and Warner are both great. They're not the same person like I thought. I'm a Warner girl though, but they're signed, and her little signature is so cute. She incorporates a heart. I want to incorporate a heart into my signature if I ever get to sign anything. Next, I read my first book for Diversithon, and that was You Know Me Well by David Levithan and Nina LaCour. This is about two high school students, Katie and Mark. Katie is going to be graduating from high school in like a week, and Mark is a junior, and they end up meeting one night at a gay bar during Pride Week in San Francisco, and they become friends. They've been in calculus class together, but they've never really talked. They kind of work out their issues of finding themselves and overcoming fear all throughout a whole week of Pride and the crazy adventures they get into. San Francisco is its own character, so I definitely recommend looking up some of the locations and places and kind of the map of San Francisco as you read it. There's also a genderqueer character. I shouldn't be so astonished or amazed the first time I see a blank type of character in a book, but I now understand why that representation is so important. If it astonishes you every time you see it, I really want to have a day where that becomes not commonplace, but accepted and not so rare. They're a side character. They're probably only on like a couple of pages, but it just still was wonderful representation I'd never seen before. Next, I did a reread of one of my favorite books, and that is 13 Reasons Why by Jay Asher. I listened to the audiobook. This book is about a boy who receives cassette tapes from Hannah Baker, a girl who went to his school who recently committed suicide, where she basically explains and sends these tapes on to the 13 people who are the reasons why she committed suicide, how everything affects everything, how without their actions and the snowball effect of things leading up to another, she would still be here and wouldn't have committed suicide. The audiobook was good. There's two different narrators, a female and a male perspective, one for Hannah's cassette tapes and one for Clay as he's listening to them. I wasn't a big fan of the narrators, but it was a different experience to hear the story that I haven't read in a couple of years. I highly recommend the book format for the first time. They are coming out with a 10th anniversary edition, which has an alternate ending where Hannah actually lives. So of course I'm gonna buy it because you need all the copies of your favorite book. Next, I read one of the other books I meant to read during the Diversithon week, and that is Labyrinth Lost by Zoraida Córdova. She's one of the authors coming to Colorado Teen Book Con. Can't y'all wait until October's over and I stop talking about Colorado Teen Book Con, because I'll never stop talking about it actually. I'm gonna vlog that event, don't worry. They're basically 22 YA authors coming, and Tahereh is hosting it. It's the first of its event, and I happen to be volunteering, and I'm going to the YA author happy hour and reception the night before, so we can get shwasted with all the YA authors and talk about books, which is just like the dream. Okay, not shwasted, I'm gonna have like one glass because I'm gonna be driving. I'm a responsible adult, and you should be a responsible person too. So anyways, I've been trying to read as many of the authors as I can, that way I'm familiar with them. So this book is about a girl named Alex, and she is a bruja. The brujas originate from Africa and Spain and South America and Latin America and the Caribbean, so they're different than the European style witch that you're familiar with. She's living in Brooklyn with her mom and her two sisters, and she hates magic. She hates what it does to people. She hates how it has killed and made things worse for the people that she loves and her ancestors. So when it comes time for her death day, where she accepts the blessings of her ancestors, she gets rid of her power instead, and ends up getting rid of her entire family. They are sent to Los Lagos, which is kind of like an in-between kind of purgatory world. There's multiple worlds, but so it's not quite hell or heaven, it's kind of in the middle. So it's a mythical world, but that's where her family is, and it's ruled by this evil bruja, the Devourer, and so she has to go and fight her to win her family back and to win her magic back. The author was born in Ecuador and ended up moving to Brooklyn, so it's just wonderful own voices about the Latinx community. The main character is also bisexual, and you can see how that love triangle plays out in this book. It's a wonderful book about coming into your own and choosing who you want to be based on your heritage or your ancestors. I don't think I've ever read a book with a bisexual main character until this year, which is really sad. And books about marginalized people should not be a textbook way to educate and learn about other cultures or people different from yourself, but it should be a jumping off point to read about people completely different from you, because how else will you learn about the world you live in? And lastly, I read some more graphic novels from the Avatar: The Last Airbender series. This is Smoke and Shadow, the last one that's been published. And the next one, North and South, will be published in October 2016, so they're going to keep continuing these, and I just hope they keep writing these forever, especially since the TV show ended in 2008. So the fact that they're still writing these and they're still popular just makes my heart sing, because this was my favorite growing up. This has been a part of my life for 11 or 12 years now, and so that's nearly half my life. This one follows more of the issues of Zuko becoming Fire Lord and what he has to face in the Fire Nation. I hope they just write these forever and ever. Not as bad of a reading month as I thought I would have starting into it, especially since I was traveling. I was sick, and when you're sick, you're like, oh, I should catch up on my TV shows and movies and books that I haven't, because this is the time I have to read them because I have the days off, and then I didn't do that. I slept. I needed it, but I'm not proud of it. This has been pretty good, all things considering, for me. My name is Laura, this has been Bookies and Cookies, and I post videos on Sundays and Thursdays. I love each and every one of you, and I hope you never forget that you are loved. You are so, so loved. Don't forget that. Don't ever forget that in the world. And remember to go outside. Thanks, guys. I'm filming in a park, by the way, and there were these really obnoxious children earlier when I was taking Bookstagram pictures, so now I can film now that they're gone. Oh my god, there's a cross-country team. Hell no.